Hey everybody, I'm Politico Joe, and this is a brand new series I'm calling Civics in Seconds, where I take our government's more routine, yet for some reason unnecessarily complicated aspects, and try to break them down into smaller, bite-sized portions for everyone to more easily understand. Today's topic, executive orders. What are they, and what aren't they? Let's get into it. First things first, what is an executive order? An executive order is a directive or an order given by the executive, the President of the United States. Now, that order governs all federal employees that fall under the purview of the executive branch. Now, it's important to remember that executive orders are not laws. This is not a piece of legislation that started as a bill in the House or the Senate, passed through Congress, and then wound up on the president's desk for their signature. Nope, this is the president issuing an order unilaterally or by themselves. Now, although executive orders are not laws, they are still subject to judicial review, meaning that a federal court or a federal judge may strike down all of or parts of an executive order that they deem to be unconstitutional. Also, executive orders don't have the staying power that legislation does. Let me explain. If a bill passes the Congress and winds up on the president's desk for his signature, and then they sign it into law, that is the law of the land. The only way to change that law is with an entirely new piece of legislation that would have to be debated and voted on in both chambers of Congress and then again signed by the president. Or a federal judge could challenge that law or parts of it and strike that down too, much like an executive order. Now, the reason why I say executive orders don't have the same staying power as a law is because executive orders are issued unilaterally and therefore can be undone unilaterally. The next president that comes in with the flick of their wrist can undo basically everything that was done by executive order in the previous administration. And that's why they're not quite as ironclad. They don't have that staying power that a piece of legislation does. Now, you'll remember earlier when I said an executive order governs federal employees that fall under the purview of the executive branch. They are not laws. The president cannot sign an executive order that dictates how I or you live our life day to day. Not directly. Indirectly, sure. The president can issue more or less funding for a department that we might rely on our day-to-day life, but directly they cannot affect us. Let me give you a real-world example. If the president were to issue an executive order that says every employee at an airport on every Monday must wear a t-shirt that says I love the president, that would be an unconstitutional and unenforceable executive order because not every employee at the airport is a federal employee that falls under the purview of the executive branch. For example, the people that work at Southwest, the people that are on the janitorial staff, the people that are taxi cab drivers that are based on an airport. None of those people are federal employees that fall under the executive branch's purview. Now, what a president could do is sign an executive order that says every TSA agent that works at airports on every Monday must wear a t-shirt that says, I love the president. That would be a lawful executive order because TSA works under the direction of the Department of Homeland Security, and the Secretary of Homeland Security sits on the cabinet in the executive branch. So, the president could order the TSA agents to do something, but not the Southwest agents. So that's basically it. I hope you now have a more clear understanding of what an executive order is, and more importantly, what an executive order isn't, and how it applies to you and I and to federal employees on a day-to-day basis. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell so you'll be notified when I post a new one of these videos, and maybe share this video with a friend who you think might benefit from it as well. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Be well.